Hey guys, what's up? It's Zain. Um, One of the most common question I usually get in criminal matter realms is when um, when I'm talking about just criminal resolutions when your case is resolved or whatever. Is usually the question I get is what happens to your case after your case is dismissed, right? And a lot of times people ask me what will happen after my case is dismissed. Does my record go away? Do I have to seal it or expunge it? And the biggest misconception at the moment with a lot of clients I've worked with in the past few months is when I get them a dismissal or when a dismissal results, whether that be a dismissal because the district attorney's outright dismissing it, we've done some program or we've done a pretrial diversion program to dismiss it, right? Or maybe it's deferred adjudication, which is not generally pretrial. A pretrial program would be like a memo program in Dallas County. You take certain, if you're charged with, let's say, possession of marijuana, you take certain classes and you get certain drug tests and your case gets dismissed for possession of marijuana, right? So the biggest misconception is a lot of clients will ask me, "Hey Zane, my case got dismissed. Will it go away from my record?" And the answer to that is no. No, it won't go away from your record, okay? It will not go away from your record. Just because your case got dismissed does not mean it does not mean it's gonna get removed from your record. It's still gonna be on your record, all right? Employers will be able to see that you got arrested. The disposition will show it was dismissed. All right, it will show it was dismissed. Now, if you got deferred adjudication, all right, deferred adjudication is a standard probation term, right? And then if you got it outright dismissed, it's the same thing. It'll still show it's dismissed. It won't show it was dismissed because of deferred adjudication or dismissed because it was outright dismissed or you did some anger management classes or you did some memo program. It'll just show dismissed. So if you did get deferred adjudication and it shows a dismissal, that's good. That's really good for you because they won't know how it got dismissed. Usually deferred adjudication is a bad way to get a dismissal because you're still pleading guilty. You're pleading guilty or no contest, but at the same time, if you complete your probation, you get it dismissed. And if you get it outright dismissed, that's a better dismissal than deferred adjudication. But back to the point. I just gave y'all a brief Law 101. Back to the point. You have to go back and expunge or seal your record, right? If you got deferred adjudication, it's a longer statute of limitations to expunge your record, right? I mean to seal it, right? If you got deferred adjudication, you have to seal your record. You're going to have to seal it. If you got an outright dismissal, you can expunge it generally immediately, right? So if you get deferred adjudication, you have to seal it in Texas. If you get an outright dismissal, you can expunge it. But you have to do that because once you get your case is dismissed, it doesn't just automatically go away. Your mugshot is still there. Your fingerprints are still there, right? The time, the county, the booking date, right? The jail you were in. If you were transferred to county, the county has a record of it, right? The county has the district attorney's filings. All of that stuff is still there, guys. All of that stuff is still there. All right, just because your case got dismissed does not mean that nobody's going to be able to see it. People can still see it. You have to get it either expunged or sealed. All right? And depending on how it got dismissed, there's a lot of ways a case can get dismissed, right? There's lots of ways. And depending on how it got dismissed, guys, it depends on how you can cover it up. And by covering it up, I mean clients always ask me, how do I cover it up? And by covering it up, I mean so nobody can see it, right? That's the most common question I get. How do I get rid of this so nobody can see it? And you have to either expunge it or seal it, all right? Just getting a dismissal won't do you any good. It won't do you any good because that record is still going to be there, all right? And depending on how you, but look, check this out. If it says dismissed, great. If it says dismissed, great. Nobody will be able to know how it got dismissed. Your employer could think it got dismissed because the DA outright just got rid of it, right? But let's say you got deferred adjudication instead, and that's how it got dismissed. Most of the times, if it just says dismissed, they won't know how it got dismissed, right? They won't know how it got dismissed. But sometimes they will. They will be able to tell that it got dismissed because you got deferred adjudication. And that's why it got dismissed, because you completed successful probation, right? So just because you get a dismissal, guys, doesn't mean that it's gone, your record's gone. It's still there. You have to go back and seal it or expunge it. Because like I said, the arrest record's still there. Everything is still there, right? The arrest record, the pictures, mugshot, fingerprints, what have you, right? Statements, witness statements, police recordings, police pictures, officer affidavits, probable cause affidavits, charging instruments, right? If it's a felony, the felony paperwork is there, right? The indictment, right? No bill. If it's a no bill, that stuff is still there. You still got to get it out of the way, right? If it's a misdemeanor, it's usually information that's still there. You got to get rid of all of that. You got to get rid of all of that, and you have to expunge or seal your record. So the main thing I want you to get out of this is everybody that's been asking me, or everybody that wants to know if your case gets dismissed, does that automatically take care of the situation? The answer is no, because you still have to go back and cover it up. As far as you getting a job or applying for professional licensure, if it got dismissed, it shouldn't generally have any issues. But you may want to check, right? You may want to check with an attorney to check that out for you, right? Depending on how it got dismissed, might have consequences. I've seen this happen with USCIS, with immigration. Depending on how your case got dismissed, depending on how you pled to get that case dismissed, may have consequences, even though the case was dismissed. So always consult with an attorney, right? Before doing anything on your own, or before taking any advice on the internet or anything, always consult with an attorney, right? Even if I say something, you still want to consult with your attorney, right? So generally, you want to get your case expunged or sealed, even if it's dismissed, so that dismissal, so the past arrest records can all go away, right? All that arrest record stuff, that chain of events from you getting arrested to the DA dismissing your record, your case, needs to go away. And the only way you can do that is to file for expungement or getting it sealed. Just getting a plain dismissal doesn't do you any good. It does you good because you weren't convicted. Now that does you some good because you weren't essentially convicted. But you want to take that extra precaution. If you have a dismissal, you might have to wait a certain statute of limitations before you can get it expunged or sealed, right? So hang in there, guys. Hang in there. Hang in there and work with your attorneys. See what your options are. And I wish everybody the best. I know a lot of people have been asking me this question. Zain, my case got dismissed, so now I'm good, right? Nobody, the employers can't see it, friends can't see it. Wrong. All right. So, guys, that's it. That's it, guys. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. If you have any questions for me, or if you want me to give you a shout out, or if you want me to answer a specific topic about criminal law, criminal defense, I will go ahead and do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say, guys. So peace. I am out. All right.